Hi Fiona, it's nice to see you again. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So today we're going to be talking mostly about Carl. The other kids will probably be discussed a little bit, but the focus is mostly going to be on him. However, before we get started, I need to say a few things to the camera, if that's okay.
Yep.
Alright, so today is April 4th, 2017. My name is Ashley Byer. I am a child youth worker with the Kawartha Haliburton CAS here in Peterborough, Ontario. I'm currently meeting with Fiona Gallagher in an interview room in our CAS building at 1100 Chemong Road, and it's currently 6 p.m. So Fiona, like I said, I met with Carl today and we discussed his relationship with his dad and his relationship with your mom, and kind of how he manages the alleged alcoholism and the in and out of the home. So I'd like to kind of get an idea from you about how you feel he manages with all of the stress of your dad's drinking and sometimes being there and sometimes not.
He does alright. The only thing that would probably really be a concern is he likes to light things on fire and melt his plastic toys over the toaster.
Okay, so can you tell me a bit about what kind of stuff he likes to light on fire?
Whatever he can. Whatever will ignite. He likes to use like hairspray or aerosol cans and like a lighter and make a flamethrower.
Okay.
When I ask him to stop, he usually stops right away.
Okay. So he's showing these behaviors, but he's still following direction.
Yeah, he's a pretty good kid.
Okay. Now, when Frank comes home drunk,
Mm-hmm.
Carl says that he mostly ignores the kids, but will get into an argument with you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, like, have you noticed anything in Carl's behavior that is different when Dad is there than when Dad is not present?
No, I haven't.
No? Okay. And has there ever been a time where they have had a relationship?
A little while ago, Frank was sober for about a week.
Okay. And how did that go?
It went okay. Frank was actually a dad. They went out and did things together, and yeah, Carl started to get kind of close to him.
Okay. And what made Frank start drinking again? Why did that relationship stop?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, but he did start drinking again.
Yeah.
So how did Carl manage when Frank stopped? Because I'm assuming he went back to ignoring him when he started drinking. So how did Carl manage the end of that relationship?
Well, Lip kind of told him that it had happened before, and not to kind of get real used to it. Used to Frank being around and kind of being sober and that. So I think Carl, from the get-go, did get close, but kind of set up kind of a wall or barrier to kind of protect himself.
Okay, so he managed to have the relationship but still keep himself at a distance just in case?
Yeah.
Okay. So this isn't the first time this has happened. You said that Lip experienced this as well?
Mm-hmm. Lip and I did.
Okay. And has it happened any other times?
Not that I remember.
Was it the same this last time as it was the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah? About a week kind
Yeah.
of thing? Okay. And his relationship with Mom, because he did mention that Mom left a couple years ago. She comes in and out once in a blue moon. He said last time, I think, was about a year ago at his sister's birthday. And he said that Mom mostly ignored him. So how does he manage those feelings?
Same way. He's really... I think it's better because she's not around, or Frank is at least around. It might not be the greatest circumstances or anything, but he is in and out, so where our mom, she really isn't involved at all, so.
Okay, so when she did leave, what was Carl's reaction at the time?
He really didn't care, like it really didn't affect him. It was just like another day for him.
Okay, so did they have a relationship before she left?
No.
No, okay. So that might be why he seemed to be unaffected by that.
Yeah.
Has he been showing any other behaviors like aggression or anger or...
He's really aggressive at school. I just got a letter saying that they were considering suspending him because he's been kicking and biting and punching other kids in his class.
Okay. And what have you done to address that?
We've talked, but it's not working. I just think it's partially his age too, I think.
Okay.
Like he's just at that time where he's a rough kind of kid.
Okay. When you said you talked a bit about it,
Mm-hmm.
what did the conversation look like?
Just being like, you can't do this. Like, it's not right, and kind of being honest to him. I think it's really changed him, considering like he might be suspended. And that's a big thing for me, is like making sure the kids stay in school and actually get somewhere. I don't want him to be like Frank.
Okay. So did you try and talk at all about why he's been aggressive at school? Because it sounds like you were very specific. He's aggressive at school. So it sounds like he's not aggressive in the home, really,
No.
other than the fire. Is he aggressive anywhere else, or is it just at school?
Just at school that we're saying, and he's really not saying why.
Okay. So he's not really able to identify or articulate what the difference between home and school is in terms of his behavior.
That, or I think he just might not know, like sincerely not know
Okay.
why it comes out at school and not here.
So there's potentially something triggering or allowing him to behave like that at school that's not happening at home, but he might just not know why.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the only concerning behavior that you've seen from him, the fire, the aggression at school. No big reactions when mom and dad come in and out.
No.
He did mention that he feels unsafe when dad is in the home. Have you seen any reason why that might be the case?
Just Frank being drunk and like being violent with me and Lip, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Right? Anyone that comes home drunk, you can feel unsafe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So there's been violence towards you,
Mm-hmm.
violence towards Lip,
Mm-hmm.
but no violence towards the others?
No.
No? Okay. I ask because it's the violence towards you and the eldest brother, because Lip is the oldest, right?
Yeah.
Is concerning. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't happening across the board, and if it
Yeah,
was,
no, it's
what
not
we need to
happening
do.
to the younger kids.
Okay, and when you say violence towards the two of you, what do you define that as?
Just pushing and punching, and mostly a lot of screaming with him.
A lot of screaming. Okay. And so you said pushing and punching.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time he pushed or punched you or your brother?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, and which one was it?
So it was Lip, and he punched him.
Okay. And was it just one punch, or was it, like, give me kind of an idea of what happened, and if the kids were there.
The kids were upstairs in their rooms, and Lip was over. Frank staying at, he has this girlfriend now, and Lip was over, and he was just wondering about that, and they got into an argument about it.
Okay. And when this happens, when Frank gets aggressive with the two of you, how do you manage it to keep the other kids safe?
They're normally upstairs in their rooms or asleep. Very seldom have they seen it.
Okay. So when they do see it, though?
When they do see it, I always talk to them and kind of just tell them, like, this isn't acceptable. And they know that's how their dad is, and that that is not acceptable.
Okay. Now, Frank, with his in and out of your lives, Carl mentioned a few times that Frank ran away, and that's why he wasn't able to come to his birthday party, his last birthday party. So can you kind of give me an idea of what happened, and whether Carl, like, to what extent Carl knows what happened?
So Carl basically just knows that he ran away. Nothing else. But what did happen was a guy I was seeing, Steve, had taken him because he thought it'd be better to kind of get Frank out of our lives, and took him to Toronto and just dumped him and left him.
Dumped him and left him. Okay. So how did you find it that that's what had happened?
Well, we all were looking for him. A friend of mine said something about seeing Steve with Frank, and when I confronted Steve about it, he admitted that he took him to Toronto.
Okay. And how long was he gone? For?
He was gone for 4 days.
4 days. And how did you explain that to Carl when he asked? You just told him he ran away?
That he just ran away for a few days.
Okay. And is this? I mean, this time wasn't necessarily him running away. He had been kidnapped almost. But if Carl accepted the explanation of him running away, it sounds like that's something that might have happened before. Can you tell me a bit about?
So when Lip and I were young, Frank had abandoned both of us, and I had to take care of Lip, and I had to carry him home and get him dinner and everything. And Carl doesn't know about that. He just, from when he was young, we used to just tell him that Dad ran away whenever he was gone for long periods of time. So it just kind of, just to make it easier for him, kind of became ingrained, and that's what he always thought. Oh, Dad just ran away again. And
okay, so Frank is. It's pretty typical that Frank disappears for.
Yeah, a few days in a row.
A few days at a time. Okay. But you said you guys had looked for him on this occasion. Is that because he had said that he was going to attend, or was that like?
He was supposed to pick up his check.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming some sort of government funding he gets. Okay. And he just didn't show up, and that isn't typical?
No, he's always around. Like, normally, Blockman's a couple blocks away, and Frank's out the door, standing, waiting, and tackles him at the bottom of the driveway to get his check, and then he leaves right away.
Okay. Okay. So you noticed a difference in behavior, and you guys went looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how did Carl manage him not showing up to his birthday?
He was pretty upset, but I told him he could have a couple friends over, and his friends live close, so they all luckily were able to come over, and that made him happier.
Okay. It sounds like you've got some pretty good problem-solving skills going for you. And Carl did mention that he perceives that you work very hard.
I do.
To keep a roof over their head and to keep the power on and to feed them, and you have a whole morning routine. You feed them breakfast and you give them lunches, so it doesn't sound like they're going hungry. How long have you been doing this for?
Probably the last 4 or 5 years.
The last 4 or 5 years. So you would have been, what, like 15 or 16?
15, 16.
Okay. And you've been pretty much taking care of them on your own since then?
I have been.
Yes. All right. Have you finished high school?
No, I plan to.
You plan to? And all of your other siblings are in school, yes?
Yeah, Lip is just graduated, so.
Okay. All right. But you encourage them to
finish and then do whatever they want to do.
Okay. And the reason why you're getting your high school diploma or your GED is that?
To live up to that. I mean,
up to that? Okay.
It's not fair for me to tell the kids to do it and I haven't done it, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I've kind of gotten what I need from you about Carl for now. I'm going to probably meet with you a couple more times over the next week or so. I understand that this is probably a pretty stressful situation for you. They're very lucky to have somebody who cares so much about them and who is trying so hard to take care of them and keep them safe and fed and everything. So I'm going to meet with each of the kids, and then I'll probably talk to you after each of them, or as often as I can, to kind of get a more holistic view, or a better whole view of each of the children, one at a time, rather than meeting and talking about all of them all at once. So I'm hoping that by the end of next week, I will be able to give you a better idea of what's going on, and whether or not they can go back into your care.
Okay.
We've addressed most of the questions that I have for Carl for now. Do you have any questions for me about the process or about what might happen?
No.
Okay. So I will arrange a meeting with you probably tomorrow morning when I figure out when I'm meeting with Debbie, okay?
Okay.
All right. It was wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for answering all my questions and cooperating. And I'll keep in touch, okay?
Okay.